Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are doing well today. This is another timeless psychic reading. If this is your first time here, a special hello to you. I'm Zach and I use a natural psychic ability to read the tarot and to create your oracles. For this reading to function as timeless, what I really need from you guys is to be grounded and connected. So take a couple deep breaths, really ground your energy, be in this present moment. That gives us the best chance of meeting up in time and space so that this reading means that much more to you. Once you've grounded your energy, take a look at the piles here. And for this reading, we have 3 piles to choose between. Pile 1, Pile 2, Pile 3. For those who like to choose with crystals, let's put those on now. Pile 1, Malachite. Pile 2, Fluorite. Pile 3, Gold Apatite. Hello Pile 1, welcome to your reading. Everyone who chose this white Polaroid. Very curious. So, my boyfriend and I, we actually broke one of our Polaroid cameras and we wanted to see if it was in need of repair, needed to send it out or whatever, and we had to expose a piece of film, and it turns out, indeed, is broken, does need to be sent off somewhere. But what we were left with is this really cool piece of white Polaroid. So usually when your film is exposed, it'll just be all black, right? But it was really cool to see this one Polaroid come out as white. I'm actually going to frame it, but I wanted to use it as a little, what do we call these little signifiers for our pile? So you chose the Polaroid, the unexposed white Polaroid. It's very cool. It's like the idea of there's no chance unless you take one. I'm getting the idea of just taking a leap of faith, perhaps. A whole lot of, a blank canvas idea, something along these lines. And before we even get into tarot today, I want to draw a couple tiny messages. So let's start off your reading with some tiny messages. We'll pull one from here, and I want to combine it with a message from this orange deck. Okay, so art with silk, relief, and blue. Curious. Wow. I'm getting the idea of shibori, which is taking indigo and silk or whatever and tying little, what is it called? Rubber bands in certain places. Kind of like tie-dye. It's called shibori though. It's like a more advanced technique. So curious, this idea. It's like take your artistic practice into a more sophisticated level. That's our first message for the artists who seem to be in this group. So take your craft to the next level, kind of like making more sophisticated approach. So let's take another little tiny message. This is for pile 1. Whew. Just one card, please. Dragonfly. Ooh, emergence. Okay. So this message, let's combine blue with red. Okay. So one more for pile 1, please. One little tiny message for pile 1. You. Say it with a nudge. Dragonfly. So this is something under the surface, okay? Because a dragonfly larva lives 2 years at least underwater, and it's actually a very voracious predator. These little tiny dragonfly larvae, they eat tadpoles, which I think is so cruel and creepy, because what they do is they catch them and they bite off their tails so that the poor little tadpole can't swim away, and then they just consume it. So, something about dragonflies, so something brewing under the surface. Now say it with a nudge. Tells me, have this conversation. This is the message that I'm getting. Have this moment of emergence, you know. This is honestly the energy of like coming out of the closet, but also just stepping into your authentic self is what I'm getting. It's the idea of don't hold this idea back anymore. Don't hold this form of you that you've been working on underneath the surface. Let's let that emerge. Perhaps now, this month at the very least, and be really confident with this message, okay? With this piece of yourself that you've been, it's been under the surface. You've been nurturing this little aspect. Could be like a new idea, a new personality, new talent of yours. It's like you've been like sort of nurturing it in the dark. And now it's time to let this out. It's time to let this grow. So that's what I'm getting for these tiny messages. Here's your Polaroid. I am going to just keep it offset. So let's begin your reading with some tarot. Okay. So this is for pile 1. This is for the white Polaroid. What messages do we have for pile 1? What does this message seem to want to be about? What do we want to talk to pile 1 about? Queen of Cups, okay. An especially resplendent, beautiful chalice, okay? So I'm getting that idea of something close to your heart, a conversation perhaps. Now, this Queen of Cups, very, very high strung in my opinion. She's very, very emotional. And for some reason, even though she is a queen, so she should represent, a little bit more of an evolved nature, in that suit of cups, I really get her as being sort of, not my favorite energy, okay? High strung, emotional. I don't know, guys. For some reason, I relate this card to someone who lacks a channel for their anxieties. So I just have to go with that. And then even more so in reverse, okay? So it's the energy of like really needing to stop worrying, really needing to cut emotional attachments to things and people, right? Because this queen, she has moved her throne all the way from her castle to the water's edge, and she is trying to get in communication with her loved one, okay? But that's that kind of energy. It's really sort of ungrounded because she desires that connection so strongly. She's willing to inconvenience herself to the degree of moving her gigantic throne all the way to the water's edge, out of the castle, down to the water's edge. Some of you could be living by the water, okay? Or could be called to sort of go into nature by a lake, okay? I'm just, saying the water's edge a lot, so it makes me feel like time to go, listen to the water lap against the rocks. Okay, there's this idea of, needing to have a channel for our emotions. Okay, so this could be journal prompting, okay? The idea of pulling these ideas out of our head so that we don't take actions that are they lead us for more of like an instant gratification, okay? So perhaps a little bit of instability around the home at this time. Why? Okay, because it has something to do with emotion. And now we have this emotion aspect kind of magnified. So this not pleasant aspect magnified, okay? So I think that if I were to read between the lines here, we're trying to call attention to pouring a little bit of time on ourselves, okay? I also get the idea of you guys truly desiring a really strong romantic connection, but I think that this desire is pushing it away at this time. And we'll draw some more clarifiers. We'll get a romance deck out for you guys. Okay, yeah, because we're trying to move forward in an avenue that isn't really supported energetically right now. We want to call attention to filling your cup up, okay? We want pile one to be grounded first. We want pile one to make the first paint stroke on their blank canvas, right? Here's your blank canvas, and it's like you're hesitating from dashing this stroke, and you'll do anything. You'll pour all of your attention and energy into other people around you for searching for love instead of looking at yourself in the mirror, okay, and saying, can I stand myself? Can I stand being alone? Am I capable of being alone and being happy? Or do I always have to have others around me to feel satisfied and seen? If you identify with that latter point, it is really desperately important for you to have time to yourself, okay? We need to figure out where you're going in your life, okay? And this is important. I'm also being drawn to his square of bright whiteness on his chest right there. Okay, to me it talks about stability. Okay, it's talking about the four corners of this whiteness too. So a little bit of openness in the heart, okay, is helpful, but structure and stability is important to pile one, and I think that's what you're craving at this time. And it feels like instead of looking outside of yourself to feel stable, you really need to be learning at this time. This message is about putting your roots down and feeling like you are capable of being alone. King of Cups, yes, love to see this. Great. Okay, good. So moving into this emotional figure, okay? Or perhaps by internalizing these ideas, which seem uncomfortable at first, you're going to gain a lot of emotional maturity, okay? Or you're going to become a magnetic attraction for this relationship that you desire. Okay, I see pile one putting their roots down, celebrating themselves, focusing on what they want to do in the world, what mark they want to make on this canvas, what little paint stroke they're going to do, what attempt are they going to make in the world, what first beginning, what is their little dash, what are they saying with a nudge, what conversation needs to be had, what art project needs to be released, it needs to emerge, all of these ideas, okay? Love to see this energy, all these reversals, all these internal lessons resulting in the King of Cups, okay? Because this means that you truly should be hopeful that you are fully capable of making these improvements within yourself, feeling stable, feeling confident in who you are, and not needing a person to complete you, right? Those are important lessons because when you can move through them, you become this King of Cups or you attract this King of Cups into your life. This is a very solid relationship. This is a commitment in relationship. This is someone who has been in relationships before and understands natural ebbs and flows within relationships, okay? Let's move forward and draw some romance cards. Okay. So this is for pile one. Who's this King of Cups? Let's start there. Who's this King of Cups? What in romance is particularly important for pile one? Chemistry. There's a strong magnetic attraction here. True. Okay, this is you becoming this strong magnetic attraction, okay? I see you as this really sultry figure here, but you perhaps he, she, they, whatever you identify with, you are attractive and really love really love romance, love relationships. But I'm getting the idea that you have to be able to feel like you can be this temptress, this attractive figure alone. I'm not saying spend the next 10 years alone. I'm saying, can you feel right now, do you identify as someone who is happy by themselves? I'm not saying spending years alone. I'm saying if you had to spend days alone, are you depressed? Do you get imbalanced? Do you feel like you have to go out and see someone? If that's you, we're really calling you to learn about that and feel comfortable being alone. And when you can reach that milestone, you become able to suddenly have relationships that are longer lasting, okay, more stable. I see this figure cloaked in blue as this figure right here sitting down on his throne. It's even curved. I love to see the similarities in these two cards. It tells me as a confirmation that there is a great love in your future, okay? A really strong relationship, or at least a relationship that lasts for quite a while, okay, moving forward. But we're calling attention again. There's a strong magnetic attraction here. We want you to learn these lessons of stability, finding stability within, finding a place to channel your anxiety and worries, learning about ideas such as codependency, all of those lessons. And remember, the underlying message as well is, where do you want to make your first paint stroke? Where are you making this new dash across the canvas? This needs to happen before. I think that you're super curious about love. I do see it in your future, but there are a couple karmic lessons that need to be achieved first before we can move into this. And I also want to tell you what I just heard was it's capable of happening a lot faster than you think. I keep getting this idea of like, I don't want to do that for months and months and months. It's not that. I'm not getting that. I'm actually getting like, if this is something that you really commit to, I could see you becoming capable of attracting this partner in a matter of months, like a month, if you really commit to this. Is there one more card in here? For pile 1, I want to draw some more cards. I'm really curious about who this figure is. I think the main message did come out. Retreat. It's time to disconnect from the world. Okay, this could not be any more synchronistic. So our message now is very clear. It's everything that we've been talking about so far. These are really beautiful confirmations. I love to see them. This idea of retreat, being closer to home, being okay with who you are and by yourself, right? Feeling grounded, feeling successful as an individual, feeling powerful on your own. Very important ideas. One moment, the water heater turned on in my studio. I will be right back. All right, pile 1. Sorry about that. So let's just draw one more message for you guys, okay? I want to find a little bit about this figure, this romance, this attraction I see. So if I could get a little pulse on his aura. Ooh. He, she, they. Again, gender is a little irrelevant in the tarot. Okay, third eye. Nature, secret garden, and then waves. Cool. So this person has a lot of levels, okay? And there's more underneath the surface. They have a grade of, yes, there's an emphasis on depth here, depth of emotion, depth of character. I think that they are very creative and they have a lot of experiences. I sense that they are older than you. They have been in relationships before and they have a lot of knowledge there. They're also very grounded individuals. They might work in nature, okay, work with their hands, building. They might be architects or engineers. That's what I'm seeing because they have really, really good vision. They have the ability to visualize. So this could also be a doctor, okay, or a surgeon. I'm getting these kind of ideas. Someone slightly older than you, or considerably older actually. I get that they're much older than you. At the very least, this could be old in ideas of knowledge, right? Old in the sense of mature. Lots of experience here, lots of worldly experience. So I believe that this is the end of your reading, pile 1, and I really hope you liked it. If you liked any of the bags you see on this channel, you can email me. I love this sun and moon card. sun and moon bag that I made. So if you would like one of these tarot bags, you can purchase one. Just email me. If you'd like to purchase a personal reading, you can also email me. There is a link in the description box as well. So until next time, Pile 1, stay divine. Hello, Pile 2. Welcome to your reading, everyone who chose this Polaroid. So what I'm getting off the bat is this more blue, okay? But it's blue and it's like the vignetting. Okay, so it's like putting something, some sort of shape around something. So giving, it's the idea of giving water a form, and that water holds whatever form you put it in. Okay, so it's like the necessity to be mutable at this time, or the necessity to be able to take on a new shape, or to put a shape around something, whatever this seems to be about, okay? And I want to start your reading with some tiny messages. So first, let's get one from this blue, and then we'll get one from the purple, and sort of see what they want to be talking about. Okay, it's nice to have options. Cool, love to see that. Now from this purple deck. Star Teacher. Ooh, okay. Interesting. So to me, the first message I'm getting is it doesn't have to be tarot related, astrology, psychic related, though I'm getting that. It could be this idea of needing to find a teacher in these fields, and I think what's holding you back is perhaps you wanting to have the most perfect instructor, and that is a message that I really relate to. I think that sometimes I stop myself from branching out in new directions because I'm really sensitive to my teacher, and I really need to have literally the most amazing teacher. And I'm not trying to be like, oh, I've got to have the very best brand, I got to have the best this. That's not at all it, except that is exactly who I am when it comes down to teachers. I'm really sensitive to my instructor, and they really have to be amazing. Otherwise, it's really not worth my time, okay? I'm getting that idea for you. In combination with it's nice to have options, it's the idea of create a list. Just go forward and find a few people. Now, this could be, it's a general reading, so this could be searching for someone to help you with training in the gym. This could be someone who helps you develop your psychic ability. This could be someone who helps you, take your art, your craft to the next level. I'm getting this idea of the necessity to just go ahead and find some options, make a list, and you will see from that list who you're drawn to the most. But it's going to be hard if we don't have something tangible to look at, okay? So create that list, and you're going to be that much closer to finding this star teacher, okay? So do we want another? Yes, let's do another. I'm going to take a red message with an orange message. Real, okay. And then we'll get into the tarot. So one other card for this. Okay. Real, cool. Oh, what's curious is I'm reading this as REEL, like a movie projector reel. Okay, so again, it's that there's something in your reading that has to do with form and function, okay? Something along the lines of putting film, you can't project it unless it goes around this reel because it keeps it organized and in balance and it feeds it. It's like creating some sort of mechanism in your life right now that supports whatever you seem to be doing, okay? Whatever career, whatever relationship you're in, whatever passion project you're pursuing, if this is spiritual self-growth, it could be any of those things. It's the idea of creating a mechanism, creating a form to be able to express this, okay? So this could be creating a safe place in your home for you to practice, okay? This could be carving out a niche in your home to be able to devote to creative writing, and you know that's your place where you do this work, okay? Something along these lines, it's important. Cool, so that's where we're starting your reading. This is your Polaroid pile 2, but I'm gonna set it offset and open up with some tarot. Okay. So for pile 2, what do we want to talk to pile 2 about? Okay, for pile 2. Interesting. Okay. Why? Okay. Okay. So yeah, you see how we're talking about the cups, emotions, and that's the first thing I was getting was water and a vessel. And this temperance card in reverse draws even more attention to the cups, okay, and the channel that we're creating. So with Star Teacher coming out, perhaps you guys have a little bit of a spiritual bent. You guys are curious about spirituality. You're curious about your connection with your guardian angels, with your spiritual team, with your higher self. That connection is especially strong at this time because we have the angel, temperance angel coming out. Okay, I do believe this is the angel of healing, and that would be Gabriel, I think. Oh, but joy, this came out. Okay, let's keep going. We're focusing on healing though, okay? There's this idea of needing to have a turning point in our lives, okay? I think that we're mourning the loss of something significant, and the advice is not to run ahead like this Knight of Swords, okay? This Knight of Swords can get a lot of projects off the ground. It can really shake up your energy and move you into a new direction, but he sort of represents unsustainable growth. He reminds me of like a bee who can pollinate a bazillion flowers, but almost forgets to return to the nest and then doesn't have anywhere to, yes, it's one thing to be able to pollinate all the flowers, but he fails to return to the nest, so he doesn't bring back the pollen in order to feed the young, in order to sustain that growth of workers coming and pollinating flowers. I hope that idea makes sense. Too many. But again, it's this idea of needing to look at this time in your life where you seem to be mourning the loss of something. It's important to recognize, that there are 2 cups behind your back, right? I see us mourning the loss of 2 and 3 here, okay? 2 red ones, 1 green one, okay? And it's like it's just if we could turn around, we could see that there are two more opportunities, 2 more relationships, 2 beginnings, 2 somethings that are behind us. It's important to grieve this loss though. I'm not saying stop. I'm not saying run away from it, especially because temperance is in reverse. What I'm getting is that it's necessary to digest whatever this seems to be about for you. It's really important to take a really deep, long look at this, and then when you're ready, it's time to begin, turning around and moving forward, okay? Time to heal. But there is a caution against running forward like this Knight of Swords, okay? Or, since this is a general reading, some of you have done this healing, have moved through this energy, and what you need at this time to sort of break that connection in order to have a significant turning point is some element of the mind. Okay, we have to use the element of the swords to cut away a mental barrier that frees us. Okay? Interesting. Okay. Okay. 2 5s in a reading, okay? So significant change, necessary change, perhaps a little bit of an uncomfortable change, but always for the better, okay? 4 of Wands in reverse, there's this link, okay? there's this, when I see this Four of Wands in reverse, it draws attention to the fact that this garland is actually only attached to two of the wands, two out of the four, okay? And it's like the time wasn't right, or there's some just missing link, okay? Some little ingredient that we have to pick up before we can move on. It also talks to me about rest, okay? Because when you rest, I see these five passions, these different passions burning within you, being able to reduce down to one. And that's truly what we have to focus on at this time. We need to be able to temper all of these little passions that we have, all these fires. You know, it takes a lot of energy to keep five fires burning. But if you only had to tend to one, you could make a bonfire. Okay, and these are the lessons that are significant for pile 2 at this time. Okay, so let's go forward, and I want to take on some spiritual lenses, but as well as earth magic. So let's start with a spiritual lens, because I do see some ideas of spirituality being significant for pile 2. Okay. Birthing a new age, birthing new creations, dreaming a new world into being. Okay. Let's get one more. Get grounded. Empaths, highly sensitives, connect with nature. Okay. So what I'm getting is, remember we started your reading with this idea of me picking up on mostly this dark blue nature, but also this idea of a vignette, and then giving something form, giving something a safe place to exist in, giving something some nurturing, healing energy. This is going to mean something different to everyone. But what I'm getting is that we sort of have to get our emotions balanced, our passions balanced, and our mind and body balanced, okay? We're drawing attention to, because we see cups, swords, wands, we don't see any pentacles, which to me talks about the body, okay? And especially because we have get grounded here, it's really necessary at this time for pile 2 to connect with nature, okay? To connect with their body is another way of looking at nature. So it's like, take some, a little bit of coconut oil and apply that to your body, okay? Because it's the act of like touching everything and focusing on it that's like really significant is what I'm picking up on, okay? We need to sort of get back into our body is the idea. When you're an empathic person or you're just highly sensitive, it's a it's a journey of self-discovery to realize this sensitivity and to get control of your emotions and to recognize when stimuli are just setting you off and it's not emotions, right? These ideas are really significant to the highly sensitive person because we sometimes beat ourselves up for feeling certain ways and not being able to explain it. And I think it's really important to not explain away every single emotion and to just feel them for a time and transmute that energy. Okay, I'm getting the idea of really needing to calm yourself, to be grounded, to create this vessel. It's like you are the vessel. Okay, for some of us, this is in order to channel spiritual messages. For some of us, it's in order to channel creative inspiration from your higher self. Okay, I see you becoming very grounded. This is necessary. Let's move forward and pull some earth magic. Okay, so for pile 2, these both came out already, so I'm going to set those off to the side. That was the message for pile 1. Okay. Full moon with completion. Curious, okay? For some reason, I'm just getting like pregnancy vibes. I don't know why. Then Gaia nurturing. Oh, wow. Okay, I am not surprised to see this. Okay. Sorry, I'm just trying to make sure everyone looks lined up. I'm getting the womb. I'm getting this idea of creating a safe vessel, okay, for yourself, okay, for your creative projects. I'm getting this really deep idea. I think that some of you lost something that you'd been building significantly, okay, and it's causing you to have a moment of healing, okay? This could be an idea, a passion project, a relationship, something that you've been working on and growing, and for some reason it just didn't pan out, or it wasn't the right time, or we lost it for some reason, something along these lines. Like, you thought you were going to get a promotion, but it didn't come through. You thought that this person was going to contact you and reach out to you, but they didn't. Something along these lines, and it's causing a little bit of a need for a moment of healing, okay? Get grounded, connect with nature, and then we have Gaia, Mother Nature, coming out. And see how she's touching everything, and there's a rainbow coming out of this hand, and there are flowers coming out of this hand. It's like literally this big message has to do with nature. And even here, before you can get to the moon, before you can get to completion, before you can get to bring this seed of life into being, there's this tree that's in the way, right? Before you can go anywhere, you have to move through this tree. Before you can run off this cliff and jump and touch the moon, you have to get through the tree. The tree is like necessary, or what's the message is, it's get grounded, right? It's put the roots down, feel very stable where you are in your life at this time first, and that brings about, a lot of healing energy. Okay, the message for pile 2 really seems to be about healing and getting grounded, okay, because birthing a new age with Gaia, Mother Nature, nurturing, okay, she's literally birthing all of this life. She is creation herself. Full moon, a big, release of a project, the completion of something. It's all happening in divine timing is a message. Okay, now I want to finish your reading with a message from a spirit animal. Okay, so this spirit animal has been trying to get your attention in this month of March. Okay, and I really want you guys to do the research and see what this means to you. Okay, I will divine it a little bit, but I really want you guys to do this research too, and just, see what this means symbolically. Okay, so for pile 2, that's too many. Porcupine. Okay, actually, I think I'm going to leave this message completely up to you guys. All right, so this animal, it's significant. Porcupine, I guess to me it does talk about family. Okay, but that's pretty much as far as I want to take it. I'm really not familiar with this card, but this porcupine is very significant to pile 2. The energy of this spirit animal is something that you could really work with throughout the month of March. These last 2 weeks, something along these lines could help you heal. Okay, so this is the end of your reading, pile 2, and I really hope you liked it. If you like any of the bags you see on this channel, I make them all. I love this sun and moon bag. Good for tarot cards, so if you'd like to purchase one, you can email me. If you'd like to purchase a personal reading, you can email me as well, or follow the link in my description box. And if you've made it this far into the video, you can give me a big thumbs up. It helps me do these readings for free on YouTube, and it helps my channel grow, and it helps other people see these messages too. So, until next time, stay divine. Hello, pile 3. Welcome to your reading, everyone who chose exactly this Polaroid. So, the first thing that I'm getting right off the bat is this really dreamy quality. Okay, it's very peaceful, it's very magical, and it's really giving me these Taylor Swift vibes from her album Lover. Okay, also I just recognized, even though I obviously took all these photos, I can see the sun over here in the corner. It's just a little, it looks like a little star, okay? So that's pretty significant. It will come into play somewhere in their reading. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, I'm getting this really dreamy vibe, okay? Now, I want to start off your reading with some tiny messages. So let's reach for a couple of those first. And we'll pull too many. We'll pull purple first and combine that with red. Okay, so for pile 3, what do we want pile 3 to know? Okay, we'll start here. More than meets the eye. Yeah, I get that. And status quo. Okay. Now let's combine this with a red card. So for pile 3, already there's more that meets the eye in your reading, okay? This idea of dreaminess, okay? And you as well. Get some sun, yeah. Okay, it's this idea of more that meets the eye and rising above the status quo. That's the most significant for the first batch of messages for pile 3, okay? It's like something collecting under the surface, okay? And with Get Some Sun, it's just really drawing my attention to the fact that I've had this Polaroid for years, and for some reason I'm just now noticing that I captured the sun in the corner there. And it's like that, okay? There's more than meets the eye. It's like an opportunity to potentially rise above something in your life, okay? Take something, some idea further. It's like getting this extra grain or this like ingredient, okay, that's been there all along. It's just been sort of outside our perception, okay? It's like okay, so like when you're looking at someone's aura, I don't know if you guys like to do that, but it's really, you can't stare directly at your hand, okay? Or directly at something. It's like when you look at a constellation in the sky, if you stare directly at it, you can't see all the stars. But if you look in your periphery and let your eyes unfocus, you can see people's auras. You can see the stars that make up the entire constellation. It's that idea. It's like taking on this ability to look and use discernment to pick up something in your life, okay? Some little extra detail, some message, some ingredient that was there that for some reason it's escaped us, okay? So those are the first of your tiny messages. I want to reach for the orange and blue deck. So, okay, glamour, yeah. I'm getting glamour magic first, okay, but I'm also just getting that with here, okay? It's a really, really beautiful sort of energy. Glamour to me talks about improving your appearance as well. And I think that there's, I don't know the exact chemical name. It's either oxytocin or dopamine. One of these chemicals, feel-good chemicals, is only emitted when we do self-care, right? For me, for example, it's when I trim my beard and spend a lot of time on my mustache and making my facial hair look great. Or spending time on my eyebrows, okay? Ideas like that. Glamour. When you take care of yourself like that, you release all sorts of feel-good chemicals, is what I was saying. New path with Guess Who. Okay. I love to see these two types together, these two typefaces. It's giving me a really curious vibe, and it's making me think of, the sun, this extra element. And there's this element of dreaminess and mysticism that seems to be surrounding your reading. Glamour, yeah, the first thing I got was glamour magic, and it's this idea of something sparkly, some magic, some hidden magic, something along these lines, some missing ingredient, or, just a dash of pizzazz is what I was getting. I think a moment of serendipity is upon you, something along these lines. New path with Guess Who is unexpected energy to me, okay? And I think that Pile 3 has a reason to be very positive at this time in your life, because I think that the energy of expecting the unexpected is going to bring forward something, okay? something magical. Cool. So those were your tiny messages. And again, this is your Polaroid pile 3, but I'm going to set it off camera. And let's open your reading with some tarot. Okay. So this is for pile 3. Let's go ahead and split the deck. And then, what messages do we have for pile 3? What does pile 3 need to know? What is this element of magic about? Curious. It has something to do, oh, there are 2 cards. Oh, wow, okay. Something to do with your dreams. And I'm just going to set these up right. Okay. And, you know, being in reverse, it just tells me that, again, there's something under the surface. So reversals to me talk about something that's hidden from you. And this could be very intentionally from your guides or your higher self, or this could be just because we lack that perception, right? We lack that ability right now to use discernment to see something, right? There's something in the shadows. There's something that's been there all along. It could be a person, a relationship, this ingredient, this idea, this spark, this something, this talent, this task that we put down and forgot about completing, something along these lines, okay? So when they're in reverse, it talks about under the surface and, you know, you just can't see it at this time. So then we get this dream card, right? What I was getting from your Polaroid was this really dreamy quality, okay? And I get that as well from the 7 of Cups, as well, in combination with the star, okay? Last night, or I guess literally just a couple hours ago, I woke up and I don't know why, I want to share this dream with you. Don't be alarmed. And I was in a field looking up and I saw this bird of prey, and I couldn't tell what it was at first. I usually can. My goodness, lots of relationship ideas seem to be coming out, but I'm getting ahead of myself. I saw this bird of prey, and at first I thought it was an eagle, and I saw this spark on its beak, and this is like really, really far away, like a mile high in the sky. And I don't know, maybe some of you are from Colorado Springs. Anyways, I was like, oh, it's got to be an eagle. And then I watched it, and then there was this crow that flew up and started harassing it. And usually crows don't fly that high. It was like really high in the sky. And then the scene just sort of turned into this dance between this crow and this eagle, which turned out to be a great horned owl or a great gray owl. I'm not sure which. And then the crow turned into this duck. And eventually the eagle, you know, it killed this duck. It was just such a bizarre dream. And I don't know why. For some reason I'm telling you this. I think it's because this morning I usually sit with my dreams and put them in my dream journal because I have this additional feeling with them, if they're significant or not. And I couldn't discern what this one's about. And so it's going to have to sit in my mind for the rest of the day and figure out that. Okay, I have to figure out what this little dream is about because it was really beautiful to watch. And even though it kind of ended sadly, it was super curious and it felt like so cinematic. And my dreams are a little bit different than this one. And I think the reason I'm just telling you this is because it's it's covered with this idea of this dreamy quality, this something hidden under the surface, this more that meets the eye, okay? I think there's something significant in your dreams as well, or you have a significant dream in your life that you've identified and we need to take steps to go after it, okay? The 7 of Cups is about dreaming, okay? It's about envisioning all these different desires. And what I want to say with this 7 of Cups, because some of you could get lost in a smokescreen, what I want to say about the 7 of Cups is you have to go after them, all of these desires, because it has something to do with fashioning your identity and how you express yourself in the world. And I think that how are you supposed to know what you want to be, what you want to look like, if you don't try everything out first, right? You guys had this glamour card, This talks about, I'm getting this, sparkly vibe. It's who are you, pile 3? What do you identify with? This could be talking about sexuality, it could be talking about gender, it could just be talking about self-expression, self-concept, and your identity. And I think pile 3, these ideas are very interesting to you, and this is the energy that is surrounding you at this time, okay? What do you identify with? What is your most authentic self, pile 3? What makes you shine? And then you can capture that radiance and pour it back into society. What did you come here to do, pile 3? What is your special gift? This is just a very curious energy. I really like your reading. So 7 of Cups, what I was trying to say was, let yourself experiment with all these different desires, but one at a time. Because if you try to take on too much all at once, the apple cart will turn, right? And you'll spoil everything. However, it's really important that you do pursue them all, okay? So don't just take what you think you should do. You can entertain your ego, is what I want to tell people for some reason right now. It's okay because you have your ego here to play with, but don't let your ego play with you, okay? That's very important. Now, this other message that I'm getting is that we just want to draw a lot of attention into creating ourselves and our avatar at this time, okay? That message early on about self-care and raising your vibration, getting all those great chemicals going on in your body, it's that idea, okay? We really want to design our avatar to reflect who we want to be, okay? And we want to be able to look at ourselves in the mirror and be like, yes, like I love how I look. I look so magnetic. I look so attractive. I look so happy. And it's important that you guys have this level of control and finesse over your avatar at this time, okay? Over your personal reflection, over your sense of self, okay? These are important ideas. Curious. We've gotten very far into your reading, and usually I draw many more cards by this time, but I'm not really getting that for you, okay? I'm obviously going to draw a few more, but this is just me being very curious about your reading. I love it. Okay, let's draw from a different deck. Okay, so for pile 3, the Star card, one of my favorites in the deck. It talks about expressing yourself authentically. And you hear that time and time again. Yet there is incredible power in that message, pile 3. It is about finding who you are. Because when you stand in your authenticity, you don't have to think constantly about how to react, how to look, how to be seen, a reaction to a question, how you want to express yourself. You simply be in that energy. And suddenly you have a lot more energy to be able to do what you want, to be able to follow your heart's greatest desire, your deepest desires. And it's such a powerful message, okay? It is becoming a cliche to express yourself authentically. Excuse me. Little closure of my throat just means like it's a really important message, okay? So it has become a cliche to express yourself authentically, but there's a message there that you can only realize when you feel this. And the only way to feel this power is to express yourself authentically, okay? I'm getting this idea of the most important message for pile 3 is to be who you want to be. All of those aspects. And maybe you don't take them all on at once, but it is certainly the energy of trying them on, right? I want you to try on a bunch of different personalities if you desire that. Again, one at a time, okay? Maybe try on different fashions, different ways of expressing yourself, one at a time, and sort them out, because you will only know what you want to be once you've tried them all, right? The only way to really know is to experience it. The Star card. What are you here to do, pile 3? What is your talent? Is this talent hidden from you at this time? Is there more that meets the eye? There's something magical going on here. Strength card. Love to see this, okay? So, this is talking to me about inner strength, okay? It's talking about needing to have courage to face potential inner demons, voices in our head, the inner saboteur, and to sort of, wring that little saboteur's neck is the energy that I'm getting, right? Have the courage to place your hand on this lion's maw, okay? Have your courage to plumb your own depths, right? To bring some hidden sparkle to the surface, because it's like you guys have this extra element of intrigue. You have this extra element of power that we want to bring to the surface at this time, okay? Strength. It's going to require some inner strength, considerable inner strength. But I want to tell you as well that what you look like on the outside is not a reflection of who you are, and it's not a reflection of your inner strength, okay? There's this idea of beauty and the beast that comes with the strength card. And we have all and more, yeah, but we have both of those inside us, okay? We have both beast and strength, and it's important to recognize that we are not our ideas, but the action we take on them. So when we have these negative ideas that come in about people, about ourselves, these little flashes of, mental pictures of like doom and gloom, that's just our mind. Our mind is so complex. We get flooded with all sorts of these ideas. It's really important to set up a mechanism where we don't identify with them, especially the ones that are negative and seemingly coming out of nowhere, okay? We are actually the ideas that we want to water, okay? And we're far more beautiful and capable and powerful than we give ourselves credit for. And I'm very guilty of this as well. I definitely don't give myself enough credit. And even though I've been trying to do this for about going on 2 years now, trying to see myself in a different light, trying to see myself as more powerful, trying to see myself and my efforts as bigger than what they are, it's difficult though. It's difficult because I think that we reappraise ourselves too frequently. And we lose track of the fact that we're going after something big here. We're chasing a large dream, and it takes time to get there, okay? Time and strength, okay? Oh, wow. Yeah. Okay. This is enough for the tarot cards, so I'm just going to set that guy down there. But this is incredible. I'm not even familiar with this card, but it's because this tarot deck comes actually with 79. This charity card comes after the World, which is the most positive card in the deck, and it talks about something even bigger than that, okay? To me, it's giving me this ingredient. It's right here, right? These dashes on the paint strokes, or these paint strokes, on this clean canvas, just taking shape, right? Something is just taking form. And I'm incredibly intrigued by you guys and this reading. You guys have 3 major arcana cards, incredible major arcana cards. This charity card talks about this period where you're acclimating, this period where you're integrating some level of growth, okay? Something like this. You're stepping into a period of your life where you're shaking off the dust and people are seeing this sparkle. And I think you guys are becoming stronger somehow. There's something about you that's more magnetic and people are recognizing it. I'm hearing they're literally using the word awe. Okay, for some of you, this is a general reading, but it's that energy. And it's like this whole time, have been in awe of you. Okay, there's this quality that's lyrical, that's dreamlike about you. It's really magical. Okay, to have the charity card come out, WTF, what beautiful energy. Okay, to me, it's talking about really giving yourself a chance to see this element in you and to bring it out and to polish it and to work on it. This goal of ours, this dream, this desire, this want to express ourselves and to step into our highest form, right? To be this person who we thought we wanted to be when we were younger. to be the people that we idolize, that we shouldn't idolize people, to be this incredible aspect of ourselves that we know is deep inside us. It just takes a commitment, and it takes inner strength to pull that self up to the surface, okay? And to radiate with that energy in everything that you do, no matter what the sort of energetic state you're in. If you're going on a run and it's not your favorite thing to do, to always be in that positive state. Or when you're doing something you love, to radiate from that positive state, okay? It's just this energy of being really abundant and powerful, okay? It's a really beautiful reading, okay? I actually want to reach for 2 spiritual lenses, even though this reading has gotten kind of long. I'm just so interested. You have the number 17 and 11 at the heart of your reading as well. Those are very powerful numbers, okay? I just think you're here to give something to us, okay? This charity card with generosity. And I think that this is a representation of this goal of yours, this dream of yours, this project of yours, this potential. It could be even talking about a relationship, okay, with yourself or others. Whatever this is, it's meant to give back to humanity, not just like a small number of people. It's like cherished, it's like beloved, right? It's like, okay, so like J.K. Rowling, the Harry Potter series, right? Reading for a certain age group. And then that took on a broader age group and demographic, and then it moved into film. And it's exactly that, pile 3. It's that magic, J.K. Rowling and her storytelling and that specific story has done so much significant work on this planet as far as, helping people visualize, be more creative, feel inspired, talk about magic, be uplifted, learn about love and friendships and sorrow and pain and grief and how to transmute all of those different levels. She's done that with her stories. It's really beautiful, okay? Don't dim to fit in. How are you dimming your light in order to fit in? Okay, so this is your final card for your reading, pile 3, okay? And I'm picking up on girl friendships for some reason, okay? It doesn't necessarily have to be that gender, though, right? I love the star card because they're amorphous, okay? An enigma. Hermaphrodite, sorry, that's what I was reaching for. Now, I'm also picking up on this triangle here, okay? It's just the power of 3, okay? And it's like, I see this as you and this as you. These 2 faded figures in the back, hands covering the eyes. And then there's this figure here who's much more in focus, yet their hands are still covering their eyes. And it's like that idea of more that meets the eye that we heard early on in your reading, okay? We're covering this sparkle, and it has something to do with our eyes, right? I think your eyes could be perhaps the most significant trait of yours. You could have green eyes, you could have blue eyes. There's a few people in my life I know who have these blue eyes that are like piercing to look at, right? Like a hawk, like there's something really captivating about your eyes, okay? And there's something that you guys are sort of, I don't get that you're hiding from this. It's just that you don't sense how beautiful it is, and it's because we need to work on our image and our self-concept and feeling more beautiful first, that we will be able to take this more seriously, take ourselves more seriously, and take our powers of our creative powers and our power to create in this 3D world. Sorry. It's just foggy right now, just a little bit out of focus, okay? And it's because there's something that needs to fall into place first, and I think it's all of these concepts we've been talking about. I actually think that pile 3 would really benefit from listening to this reading over again, okay? That's a final message. Okay, so pile 3, cool reading. I don't know if I've done a reading quite like this, and I really hope that you guys liked it. If you liked any of the bags you saw on this channel, I love this sun and mood card, tarot card bag. I make them all. You can give me an email and purchase one of those. If you'd like to purchase a personal reading, you can email me as well, or I have a link in the description box. And if you've made it this far into the video, you can give me a big thumbs up. It really helps me do these readings for free on YouTube. It helps other people find these messages, and it helps my channel grow. So this is the end of your reading pile 3. So until next time, stay divine.